feeling down, Jetstream Aqua Massage is your answer to feeling better. Our hands-free massage will leave you feeling rejuvenated, relaxed, and restored. Our machines will relieve muscle tension and soreness, reduce pain, improve sleep and circulation, decrease muscle spasms, and increase your range of motion. If you suffer from diabetes, you'll be amazed at what our machines will do for your circulation and how it treats neuropathy. Stress, anxiety, depression, and everyday aches and pains are no match for Jetstream Aqua Massage. Our beds will do more for you in 20 minutes than a traditional 1-hour massage. And at only $1 per minute, we'll save you time and money. Find us on Facebook, Jetstream Aqua Massage. It's not just a massage, it's an experience.
Now back to Northwest Dirt News from the AMCO Total Car Care Studio in Corvallis, Oregon, live on Spreaker Radio.
Okay, we're back. Serious discussion about oils off the air.
Okay, your ear, you don't have steam coming out your ears anymore, and you're not a pool of mush on your chair.
Well, listening to what Cameron had to say there, the amount of information he put out in such a short amount of time is kind of mind-boggling. This is what I appreciated most about his answers. You ask him, bam, there was the info right there. Faster than you can look it up. And there you can tell there's someone that knows what they're talking about.
Well, he only did it for like a couple of years.
Regardless. 20 years is all right, but I mean, just his knowledge, what you can learn from individuals like that to make your program better. Go back, like Larry Baker said, listen to this program over and over. If you got it, to absorb it there. That was a fast segment. We were shooting bullets. I mean, that was fast. Awesome segment. I mean, really, truly awesome. We're going to have more of that type of stuff here on Northwest Dirt News as we try to up the game, take it to the next level, if that's what you want to call it. But awesome. What'd you get? What was the thing you appreciated most about that segment?
It was, I'm not going to lie. I'm an oil nerd. I literally, I like the oil technology because that's one thing that, a lot of people don't know. When I was in the auto industry is when Volkswagen had the issue with the TDI cams always flattening out and trying to fix that and things of that nature. And so oil's always been a big passion of mine. Having Cam Evans sit there and talk about it like that, I was sitting here just blown away going, okay, this is right up my alley. I mean,
well, the four of us are looking at each other like, oh, never thought about that. There were some things that he said that we all kind of said, well, I didn't think about that.
And then he took some things full circle for me because when I worked in the heavy equipment industry, everything we dealt with was a wet clutch. It wasn't a dry clutch. So it's very similar to a clutch in like a Falcon, Bryn, Burt, all those transmissions the race transmissions. And so then it all started clicking. It came full circle. It's like, okay, I'm grasping this more. I've got a better outlook on it. Even Sam, who doesn't even want to talk on a microphone, he was sitting there and he was leaning forward and he was.
Did you see the look on Sam's face? Sam was sitting there by the speaker, really.
He almost participated.
I was so close.
But Sam, tell me you weren't interested when he had to say it, and what you absorbed was just.
Well, it wasn't more of I didn't want to participate as I didn't want to interrupt him. Like you're talking to somebody that literally his time is obviously very valuable. You want to get that info to the listeners as fast as you can.
Right.
And I'm with Larry Baker. I'll probably listen to that segment a couple times.
I will be myself.
The break-in,
just because.
The break-in information on the motors was probably the part that I found
I thought
the most.
that was an interesting question. I did think that was an interesting question because everybody's got their theory on what to use to break in an engine, and he was like, yeah,
well, and
this is what you do.
Yeah.
What's interesting is we were sitting there talking about break-ins, and then he started listing off the brands, and we kicked it off really. We didn't go in with a 22 or a pellet gun. We went in with the big 50 cal going straight for PAO and ester base stock oils and all that, and getting very technical with them.
Well, it was funny what he said about that question.
Yeah,
that question.
We all know where that came from.
Here's somebody that knows what they're talking about. Who do you think that came from, you guys? Honestly,
my guess would either be Putter or Craig.
It came from Putter, Jeff Hansen. That's a great question because when he sent that in, I looked at it and I'm like, okay.
Well, and you know
this
what?
Is beyond my knowledge base, I'll tell you that.
What's interesting about that is the only people that would come up with a question that technical
is someone like
someone that is that close with an engine builder and an engine machinist. I mean, that's what Virgil eats, lives, and breathes and sleeps. what I
Well,
found.
Jeff's the same way.
And
Jeff
is too.
His knowledge base on everything in motorsports is one of the best that I've ever been around. And every time you talk to Jeff Hansen, he's one of those guys, if you listen, you'll learn something.
Yep.
When he posted that, when he sent that to us, I'm kind of like, what the hell does this mean? I had no idea. I'm not going to lie.
And it took me a while because I was sitting there and I was like, okay, esters versus PAOs. I'm trying to remember everything. And then Cam spit it out before my brain could even, I was slipping the clutch. I had too much of that slippery ATF going on.
Yeah.
I didn't have the grabby stuff.
That was an awesome question. It was a great way to start that segment. I think it probably surprised him a little bit with a question. I mean, and truly, I didn't think he was going to walk into. He didn't think he was going to walk into something like that. And I mean, how many times does he get asked questions like this?
Yeah.
Probably not very often.
But
he probably gets swamped with questions like we're being asked about engine oil. And I'm thinking, okay, we've asked all these. I was thinking, we're really talking about engines. We wanted to talk about everything. And he says, people need to quit worrying so much about the engine. Here's what you need to focus on too. And I thought it was just perfect timing because truly.
And he made a lot of sense with that. I mean, the big mile at Syracuse with the big block mods and the dirt late models versus running a quarter-mile track like at Banks.
It's a whole different application.
You don't think about that thing. It's something I've never really considered because we don't really run. The biggest track we have around here is
Elma.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the two biggest tracks this side of the Rockies are Elma and Vegas.
Right. And
really.
those are half miles.
Vegas is a half, and
Elma is not quite a half, but pretty close.
It's a 3/8.
It's big.
It's a big
it's
one.
It's fast.
It's a 3/8 or a 7/16, but it ain't no half.
Right. Well, yeah, but it's not far.
And really having to change your gear oil. I mean, gear oil is one of those things in the modifieds all the way. I mean, I've run 2 years on gear oil before. I haven't changed it. Now it's making me think. It's like, okay, I need to really consider something.
Well, and he was talking 5-6 races.
Yeah.
With the good stuff.
It makes sense.
I learned a lot there. I'm glad, and we're going to do a lot more of that here on Northwest Dirt News. That was a great segment. Everybody that's listening out there, obviously Don Croy, Wes Sayre chimed in. Really good info. Really enjoyed this segment. See, and that's the kind of stuff that we're going to be doing from now on as we move throughout the racing season, whether it be tire specialists, oil, engine builders, whatever the case may be. We're really going to step up our tech segments.
Well, and that's the thing is we want to push each other to be better. And having that knowledge base, I mean, we see it at Willamette Speedway. I'd say at least once a weekend we have a motor let go.
Oh, it happens all the time.
And that's the thing is, hopefully these people will sit there and be able to listen to this, pick something up from these conversations like we just had with Cam that will help prolong their season,
right.
that will help save them money. Because, I mean, realistically, if you're spending an extra $20 in oil change, that extra $20 and you change your oil 6 times in a race season, well, there's $120. What's cheaper, rebuilding the motor or buying a little bit better oil?
Absolutely.
Or even buying a new quick change.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth to that.
There's another $1,800. I mean, based upon, you can ruin it with cheap gear oil. And that's the thing is when this is the thing about racing, and we all know this, and we all know it, but not all of us practice it. You spend a little bit more money on the good stuff, it's going to save you money in the long run.
It really is.
You spend a little bit more money on safety gear, it's going to save your life in the long run. It's stuff like that people skimp.
And that's the thing that Sam brings up is with the quick change. A lot of people don't realize that if you blow a ring and pinion gear, or if it starts flaking off, you start having that wear, the metal that is wearing off is going from that center section in that pinion
right.
all the way out to each hub. So you literally have to drop the whole thing out and get a whole new, from hub to hub. Mm-hmm. The only thing that's salvageable off it are the bird cages and the J-bar and your...
Nothing internal, right.
Anything inside of that closed system is junk.
Well, it even goes with the 9 inches that a lot of the street stocks are running.
Same thing.
Same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I thought that was a great segment. I'm just...
The only thing good's the housing.
He was just so on point, just so fast. Bang, 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 bang. It was hard to keep up with him. That's why I'm definitely going back to listen to that segment a couple times. There's no doubt. Awesome segment tonight on the tech segment. Do you guys have anything you want to talk about on tech. Do you want to continue on that, Dom? You've
I'm
been
good.
around.
I'm good. Yeah.
You're just kind of sitting over chilling tonight, kind of a smile on his face, you know. He's like, now you guys know where I've learned some of this stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, Dom, your career in racing has been. I mean, you've been to some of the upper levels. You've worked with some of the best there is to work with, and not many people know your background. Your background, you know, a lot of time spent with some of the top NHRA type level racing. You've been around anything and everything that's dealt with cars. I've got a movie. I've got a movie in my Tahoe right now. It's features Dom on a complete rebuild.
A build of a 34.
Right, from frame up. Dom knows his stuff. He's been around a little bit.
I'm just quiet.
If you've ever seen some of Dom's craftsmanship, and if you can get Mac Daddy to even lift the inspection panel on one of his race cars and see Dom's wiring job, you know Dom's for real.
Right, well, yeah, and
I have never seen. There are only 3 people I know that can wire like Dom does.
Well, I've never seen anybody do it like Dom does. So
You're making me blush.
but you know, like you said, it's not just the wiring; it's the craftsmanship and everything he does. He's one of those guys that if it's not perfect, it's not going to be done. You know, get it off the car. We're going to redo it. We're going to make it right, and it's going to fit like a jigsaw puzzle. That's Dom's. That's how he's learned. That's the people he's worked with. That's what he knows. And when you learn that way, like back when I was with Tony Whitney and Don Irely, those two guys were very different in personality, but very much the same when it came to building the race car. It just had to be absolutely perfect. That's not always a good way to learn from somebody because, I mean, it's either really good or really bad because you might get it right the first time and it's like great, and then there might be the time where you got to make 4 of something to get it right, you know, and they get a little frustrated. But when you learn from those guys and you develop those habits, and they become second nature, you know, and that's kind of where you're at now. It's been a long time since I've worked on a race car, and I enjoy it. But there's times I don't miss it. You know what I mean?
And don't judge me by my race car because I bought it like that. I haven't touched it.
But give it a year and watch what that car looks like. I mean, I know Dom, but I do enjoy what we do on this side of the game of motorsports, and you know, and then the time I get to go out and race the karts is always fun. But you know, I do like working on the cars. But honestly, there's times I'm so thankful I'm not doing it. As much as I do like it, I mean, it's kind of is that. You know what I'm talking about, Joel. You're kind of there sometimes. There's days you just don't even want to look at the car. You want to touch it. You just want to walk away from the sport and take a break.
The only time that happens is when I can't figure something out.
Which is quite often.
When I'm
I'm just kidding.
when I'm chasing a bind, those are the days that you just lock me in the shop. I turn up the music, and I find it. But I kid you not. By the end, there's one of 2 things going to happen. Either that car's going to be cut in pieces with a torch, or I'm going to find the son of a gun.
See, and this comes from the guy who's been in the game about 5-6 years, right?
Yes.
Wait till you've been around it about 20. We'll see how you feel. You know, it's one of those deals. I mean, it really is. Every driver I know has retired at least once, has sold their stuff.
In a season.
Yeah, has walked away. They always come back. It's just sometimes you got to have a break. It's going to happen, Joel. It's going to happen.
No, it won't.
I promise. So, what's next on our tech segment, Dom?
Well, I'm thinking.
You know, here's something we've talked about that I thought would be really good. What do you guys think about doing a segment on tires?
Yeah.
Because there's another area where everybody's an expert.
Yeah, we got.
Everybody knows how to cut tires. Everybody knows how to sipe them better than everybody else, and you know what I mean? We've all got our own opinions. I think it'd be a great, if we can, and I can make some phone calls on that. I got some friends in the industry from Hoosier that we can talk to directly from Hoosier that we can talk to, and maybe we'll work on that and do something like that in a couple of weeks. But
yeah, I've got some friends at MSD, Willwood, so we can make some phone calls.
That would be great. That would be great. I mean, that's what we're going to do from now on is we're taking it to that level. But we'll announce what we're going to do the week before so everybody can get their questions put together.
Mm-hmm. So what are we doing next week, Corey?
I'll let you know tomorrow. I'll let you know tomorrow.
I'll
let you know when his car show's over is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, we got to get through that
car show. We're loading tomorrow night at 9 p.m.
Yes, sir.
20-ish.
We're going to start pushing in about 9:20. If you're not ready to go in the mall and I've got an order laid out. I know where everybody's going. If you're not in line and you're